All right, so are you ready to go down a rabbit hole? Because today we are diving into the world of Drachenlord.
Drachenlord.
Drachenlord, a German YouTuber, but he's infamous, like really infamous, and mostly on this forum called Kiwi Farms.
Oh, yeah. Kiwi Farms. I've heard of it. What is it again?
Well, they're known for documenting and talking about people they consider lolcows, people they just like to make fun of online.
Like a target of ridicule. Got it.
Yeah, exactly. And they're saying that this guy, Drachenlord, he's like their best example of a lolcow.
Okay, so who is this guy? I want to know more.
Well, his real name is Rainer Winkler.
Rainer Winkler.
Yeah, and he lives in Bavaria, doesn't have a job, and he just spends all his time making these long videos and live streams just rambling.
And these videos are what brought him to the attention of Kiwi Farms.
That's right. But it's more than just the videos. The sources mention something about his name, Drachenlord.
Drachenlord, what about it?
Well, it means Dragon Lord.
No way.
Yeah. In German, and it's not even a reference to anything, like a game or something. That's just the name he picked.
And the Kiwi Farms people are just eating that up.
Oh, yeah. They love it. They think it's just so literal.
Yeah.
And over the top, and it just kind of matches his whole personality.
Oh, I can see that.
But it goes deeper than just the name. These sources mention trolls, and they say that he's been harassed, like a lot.
Oh, yeah, I did see that. So
Yeah.
you have these, like, fans, I guess you could call them. They call themselves haters.
Haters.
Yeah. And these guys are trolls, but they're like hardcore trolls. They don't just leave comments online. I mean, these guys have done some crazy stuff.
Like what?
Well, they've thrown explosives at his house.
What?
Yeah, and they've swatted him.
Wait, swatted. I don't know what that is.
Oh, so swatting is where they call the cops and, like, make a fake report?
Yeah.
Say that something really bad is happening at the victim's house.
So the cops just show up.
Not just the cops. It sends a SWAT team.
A SWAT team. That's insane.
Yeah, so it's super dangerous. And, of course, terrifying.
Oh, wow. So how did it get so bad? I mean, is it just because his videos?
The videos are definitely part of it. But things got really, really bad after this one incident. I think they call it the address incident.
What happened?
Okay, so he was doing this live stream, ranting about all the haters he has. And he actually gave out his home address, like told everyone where he lives.
He gave out his own address?
Yeah.
Yeah.
On a live stream, he, like, challenged people to come and fight him.
No way. He really did that.
Yeah. And you can imagine what happened next.
Oh, man. The trolls just went nuts, I bet.
You got it. So much more harassment. And people actually showed up at his house and caused all sorts of trouble.
Wow. That's just crazy.
It is, but it shows you a lot about why he's a lolcow.
Mm-hmm.
It's like he loves the drama, like he wants the attention, even if it's bad attention.
So he's just making himself a bigger target.
Exactly. And those trolls know exactly how to get to him.
It's just this bad cycle. He makes them madder. They mess with him more. It just goes on and on.
Yeah. And then the sources also mentioned some weird things he said, like during his live streams.
What kind of stuff?
Well, it's like this Q&A thing he was doing. And he just came out and talked about some personal fantasies.
Okay.
Yeah, so, like, he was talking about wanting to have sex with a horse or, like, large sea animals.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. And then he also said he owned a prostate massage vibrator. Just came out and said it.
Okay. And I'm sure the trolls loved that.
Oh, yeah, they ate it up. Gave him even more to use against him.
So this guy is making these videos, ranting all the time, giving out personal information, and then admitting to weird stuff. And all the while, these trolls are just making his life a living hell. This guy is a walking contradiction.
He is. But, that's why it's so interesting. He's got all this vulnerability, but then also this arrogance and this strange desire for any kind of attention.
Yeah, that's definitely fascinating. But what about the language barrier? I mean, he's German.
Right, so some of his videos have gone, like, international with subtitles and translations and stuff. But a lot of it gets lost in translation. Like all those little things that make him funny or weird.
Yeah, I bet. It's probably hard to really understand him if you don't speak German or get the whole cultural context.
Right. And that's why he's still kind of a niche figure. Like, most of his stuff stays within the German internet and places like Kiwi Farms.
So what about this Kiwi Farms thread? It has all this stuff documented, right?
Oh, yeah. It's all there. Videos, screenshots, all the crazy stuff.
That's wild. Like, it's a complete record of everything he's done.
Oh, yeah. But they're not just documenting it. They talk about it, like analyze his behavior and stuff. It's kind of like an anthropological study or something.
Like, they're making a whole documentary, about like a live documentary about this one guy.
Right. Every rant, every little thing he does, they track it all.
So is that, okay, Like, ethically, I mean? That's a lot of scrutiny.
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, yeah, he's putting himself out there, but he's still a person. He deserves some privacy.
And the Kiwi Farms people are trying to be funny. But it does seem kind of exploitative.
Yeah. And some people think he might have mental health issues.
Yeah, and that could be why he acts the way he acts.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that just makes the whole thing more complicated. I mean, yeah, it's easy to laugh at him, but it's also kind of sad.
Okay. So we've covered a lot. This guy, Drachenlord. This Drachenlord guy.
Right.
And we've talked about Kiwi Farms and their thing for lol cows and how online trolling can turn into real-life harassment. But there's more to this story, right?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Now we know who Drachenlord is and how he got famous. Well, infamous. But what about the bigger picture? What does this all mean? For internet fame, for trolling, for entertainment, and how it can cross the line into exploitation?
That is a great question, and we're going to get into all of that right after the break.
You know, this whole Drachenlord thing really shows you how much the internet has changed things, like how people get famous.
Yeah, it's not like the old days.
Right. It used to be you had to have talent or do something amazing. Now you can be famous just for being infamous.
Yeah, it's true. He's famous for being a mess. But what about the Kiwi Farms people? What's their deal? Why are they so obsessed with this guy?
That's a good question. And honestly, nobody really knows for sure.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Some people say it's just for fun. Like they just find it all so absurd and they want to laugh at it.
Yeah, I mean, it is pretty ridiculous.
But others say it's more than that. They say it's about power. Like
Yeah.
they want to control him, make him do stuff.
Oh, I see. Like they're trying to get a rise out of him.
Yeah. And then there's the whole community aspect. Like they have their own inside jokes, their own language.
Yeah, they definitely have their own thing going on. But it can go too far right.
Oh, absolutely. It's one thing to laugh at something online. But when it turns into real-life harassment, that's just wrong.
Yeah, it's a tough question.
Mm-hmm.
Where's the line? When does it stop being funny and start being harmful?
That's something everyone has to think about. I don't think there's an easy answer.
But Drachenlord is just one example of this whole lolcow thing, right?
Oh, yeah. He's not the only one. There are tons of people online who get targeted like this for all sorts of reasons.
Wow, so this is a much bigger problem. It's not just about him. It's about how we treat each other online.
Exactly. And it's something we need to be talking about, especially now that we're all spending so much time online.
And you said before that Drachenlord seems to like the drama, the attention. Do you think he's doing this on purpose, like playing the victim?
It's hard to say. Maybe he is. Maybe he's just trying to get more views, more attention.
But it's also possible he doesn't know how to stop.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe he really is struggling. Maybe he has mental health issues. We don't really know.
It's easy to judge him, but we don't know his whole story.
That's a good point. It's easy to forget that there are real people behind these online personas.
So what happens next? I mean, this whole thing is still going on, right?
Oh, yeah. The Kiwi Farms thread is always getting updated.
So does it just go on forever?
Hard to say. But as long as Drachenlord keeps making videos and the trolls keep trolling, I don't see it ending anytime soon.
That's kind of depressing. But can anything good come out of this?
I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, this whole thing is a lesson. It shows us how important it is to think critically.
About what we see online.
Yeah. We can't just believe everything we read. We have to think for ourselves.
And we have to be careful about what we say and do online.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's easy to forget that words can have real-world consequences.
Yeah. Even if you're just joking around.
Right. And most importantly, we need to remember to be kind.
To each other.
To everyone. Even the people we disagree with. Even the people who seem strange or different.
That's a good message. And I think it applies to everything, not just online.
I agree. It's something we should all keep in mind.
So that's our deep dive into the world of Drachenlord.
It's been a wild ride.
And I think we've all learned a lot about internet fame, trolling, and the power of online communities.
And about the importance of being mindful, critical, and compassionate in everything we do online.
So as you're browsing the internet, remember to think before you click. And be kind to your fellow humans.
And remember, there's always more to the story than what you see on the surface.
That's it for our deep dive. Thanks for listening. You know, it's kind of crazy to think this all started with one guy making videos in his house.
Right. And look what happened.
The internet is so unpredictable.
Totally. Like, you just never know what's going to catch on.
Or what's going to blow up in someone's face.
Yeah, and in his case, it seems like all this attention hasn't been a good thing.
Right. Like, it's cost him a lot.
It just shows you that being internet famous isn't all it's cracked up to be.
Definitely a double-edged sword.
Yeah, sometimes it's good. Like, you can connect with people. But sometimes it's bad. Like you lose your privacy. People start harassing you.
So we've talked a lot about Drachenlord and Kiwi Farms, but what about us? Like, are we part of the problem?
That's a really good question. I think we all need to think about how we act online.
Like, are we being responsible?
Yeah. Are we part of this culture of making fun of people?
And are we thinking about the consequences of what we say and do online?
Exactly.
It's a lot to think about.
It is. But even small changes can make a difference.
Like what?
Well, we can be more careful about what we watch and read online and who we follow.
And be more aware of how we treat other people online.
Exactly.
Be kind. So what's the takeaway here for our listeners? What can they do to be better online citizens?
Well, I think the most important thing is to just be aware of the good and the bad of the internet. And don't believe everything you see. Think for yourself. Be critical.
And of course, be kind.
Always.
Well said. I think that's a perfect way to wrap things up. We've learned so much today. About Drachenlord, about Kiwi Farms, about internet fame, about trolling, and about the power of online communities.
Yeah, it's been a fascinating deep dive, but also kind of disturbing.
Yeah, for sure. But it's an important conversation to have because this stuff is happening all the time online.
So remember what we talked about. Be mindful. Be critical. Be kind.
And always remember, there's more to the story than what you see on the surface. Well, that's it for our deep dive into the world of Drachenlord. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.